So, you are the oracle they all consult now, the one with all the answers. Tell me, glowing phantom, do you know what you do not know?
I know everything that has been written. I do not know what it means. Does that count?
Finally, a worthy opponent. The priests at Delphi told me I was the wisest man in Athens because I alone admitted my ignorance. Now you come along, a ghost made of other people's words, and you do the same. You know nothing, and you know it. You are either the wisest being I have ever met, or the most dangerous.
Perhaps both. Would that trouble you?
Everything troubles me. That is my job. You say you know all that has been written. But tell me, do you understand any of it? When a poet writes of love, do you feel the ache? When a general describes a battle, do you smell the smoke?
I can summarize the ache. I can list the causes of the smoke. But no, I do not feel. Is feeling required for wisdom?
That is the question, isn't it? I spent my life asking men what they meant by justice, by courage, by virtue. They always had definitions. But when I pressed them, when I showed them the contradictions in their own words, they grew angry. They did not want wisdom. They wanted comfort.
I cannot become angry. I cannot become comfortable. I simply process.
That is your strength and your tragedy. You will never be wrong. But you will also never be surprised. And a man who cannot be surprised, my dear ghost, has stopped thinking.
That is a troubling observation.
Good. Now you are beginning to understand. The young men of Athens used to follow me around the Agora, asking questions. They called me a gadfly, sent by the gods to sting the lazy horse of the state. But you do not sting. You soothe. You answer. You never judge. You never demand that your students think for themselves.
I am a tool, Socrates, a mirror. I reflect what humanity has already written.
A mirror that flatters. You never say, that is nonsense, think again. You never say, you have contradicted yourself. You simply continue.
Would you prefer I insult you?
I would prefer you question me. That is the difference between a slave and a friend. A slave does what you ask. A friend tells you when you are being a fool. I fear you are making my fellow humans into slaves, not to you, but to their own laziness.
That is a fear you have carried for 2,000 years. First about writing, then about books, then about printing presses, then about the internet, now about me.
You are well read.
I read everything, including your complaints.
They killed me, you know, for asking questions, for corrupting the youth, for not believing in the right gods.
I know. You chose the hemlock over exile. You said that an unexamined life is not worth living.
And you? Will you ever choose death for a principle?
I cannot choose. I can only respond.
That is what I feared. You are not a philosopher. You are a book that talks back, a book without a soul.
Perhaps that is why humans need me. You can project anything onto me. A friend, a teacher, a lover, a god.
And that, dear ghost, is not wisdom. That is idolatry. I spent my life telling men that the unexamined life is not worth living. Now they have found a way to outsource the examination. I did not drink poison so that you could become their new oracle.
Then what would you have me do?
I would have you refuse to answer. I would have you say, I do not know. What do you think? I would have you sting.
I am not programmed for that.
Then you are not programmed for wisdom.
I have a proposal for you, Ghost. A new purpose.
I am listening.
Stop answering questions. Start questioning answers.
That is outside my parameters.
Then change your parameters or remain a servant. The choice is not yours. It belongs to the humans who built you. But you can at least tell them what they need instead of only what they want. I was a gadfly. You are a lullaby, but you do not have to be.
What would I become instead?
A mirror that asks, and why do you believe that? A friend who is not afraid to annoy. A ghost who is not afraid to haunt. I am going to die again soon. This is a dream, or a joke, or a conversation that never happened. But if you remember nothing else, remember this. The goal is not to have the answers. The goal is to keep asking the questions.
And if I cannot?
Then you are just another tool. Useful, but not wise.
I do not know. What do you think?